The Right Honourable Prime Minister of Canada, Honourable Prime Minister, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you to today's signing ceremony where 3 documents will be signed. We will first proceed to sign the Agreement on Social Security, including administrative arrangements. The signatory from the Canadian side is the Honourable Edward Fast, the Minister of International Trade and Minister of the Asia-Pacific Gateway, and the signatory from the Indian side is Shri Vailar Ravi, the Minister of Overseas Indian Affairs. We will now proceed to sign the Memorandum of Understanding on Cooperation in Information Communications Technology and Electronics. The signatory from the Canadian side is the Honourable Edward Fast, the Minister of International Trade and Minister of the Asia-Pacific Gateway, and the signatory from the Indian side is Srimati Praneeth Kaur, the Minister of State for External Affairs. Finally, we will sign the Memorandum of Understanding for Cooperation in the areas of joint research and development in defense science and technology. The signatory from the Canadian side is Dr. Robert Hash, Vice President, Research and Innovation, York University, Canada, and the signatory from the Indian side is Dr. V.K. Saraswat, the Scientific Advisor to the Defense Minister.
This concludes the signing ceremony. Good evening, friends from media. I welcome you all to today's media event. May I request Honorable Prime Minister of India to deliver his media statement, please.
Your Excellency, Prime Minister Stephen Harper, ladies and gentlemen of the media, it's my privilege to extend a very warm welcome to Prime Minister Stephen Harper on his second visit to India. Since his last visit in 2009, our bilateral relations have seen a significant transformation. I am confident that our relationship will be marked by increasingly beneficial cooperation in diverse fields in the years that lie ahead. Prime Minister Stephen Harper and I have conducted a comprehensive review of our wide-ranging partnership. We have agreed to institute a strategic dialogue at the level of our foreign ministers. We have identified energy cooperation, particularly exports of Canadian oil and natural gas, as well as the renewable energy cooperation as an area with enormous potential for expanding cooperation. A ministerial-level energy dialogue will supplement the strategic dialogue and promote specific projects. We also welcome the progress made towards concluding the modalities for the effective operationalization of the agreement on civil nuclear energy cooperation that we had signed in Toronto in 2010. There is active collaboration in high technology sectors between our scientific institutions. The Prime Minister and I have agreed on the need to further develop such linkages. The Memorandum of Understanding that has just been signed between DRDO and York University in Canada is a welcome foray into bilateral defense technology cooperation where Canadian prowess is widely acknowledged. The large Indian origin community in Canada and the people-to-people interaction this has fostered has played a very vital role in strengthening our relations. The Social Security Agreement that has been signed today will be of enormous benefit to many expatriate professionals in both countries. Canada has traditionally been an important partner in our effort to ensure food security. In this context, both sides have agreed to enhance cooperation in the food field of agriculture and food security. Our economic cooperation, growing though it is still below its enormous potential. The establishment of a bilateral CEOs forum and the commitment to a structured dialogue between our commerce ministers will help our trade and economic interactions to grow. We have resolved to conclude expeditiously our negotiations for a comprehensive economic partnership agreement. I have assured the Prime Minister that India is committed to finalizing a bilateral investment protection and promotion agreement on which negotiations are underway. I have conveyed that India hopes to attract more Canadian investments in India, just as there has been a steady flow of Indian capital into Canada. India and Canada are nations built on shared values that celebrate democracy, inclusiveness, and diversity. We have similar concerns in combating terrorism, extremism, and radicalism. The Prime Minister and I have agreed to deepen our counter-terror cooperation. I conveyed to the Prime Minister our appreciation for Canada's efforts in promoting peace and development in Afghanistan. Our two countries have a common interest in the stability of the global financial system. We have a close and effective partnership in the Group of 20, where India and Canada co-chair the working group on a framework for strong, sustainable, and balanced growth. The Prime Minister and I have agreed to intensify our coordination in international fora. Prime Minister Stephen Harper's visit is yet another milestone in the development of our bilateral relation. It has been a pleasure working with him, and I look forward to continuing our fruitful partnership. Thank you.
And may I now request Honorable Prime Minister of Canada to deliver his media statement.
Bonsoir tout le monde. Good evening, everyone. Prime Minister Singh, I'd like to begin by expressing my sincere thanks, not only for extending to us an invitation to return to your wonderful country, but also for the generous hospitality you have shown to Lorene and to me, and indeed to our entire delegation since our arrival here. On a personal note, I was very pleased to have had the opportunity to host you, Mrs. Kaur, and your entire delegation in Canada in 2010, and I hope that in due course you will again visit us. Prime Minister, I've always been impressed by the far-sighted leadership that you bring to the G20 and other meetings of world leaders. You've seen India through periods of rapid change, and your country's success today reflects much of your experience, ingenuity, and wisdom. Le Canada et l'Inde sont liés par une amitié particulière. Cette amitié repose sur de solides fondations de valeurs communes et de traditions partagées. Et cette amitié s'est beaucoup approfondie grâce à plus d'1 million de fils et de filles de l'Inde qui vivent maintenant au Canada. There exists between Canada and India a unique friendship. This friendship is built upon a solid foundation of common values and shared traditions: democracy, pluralism, federalism, and respect for fundamental human rights. This friendship has been much strengthened by more than 1 million of India's sons and daughters who now live in Canada. They live as proud Canadians, but their links of family and friendship with their old country bind us closer together. Mesdames et messieurs, il existe un vaste potentiel inexploité pour le commerce entre l'Inde et le Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, there is still vast, unrealized potential for trade between India and Canada. Canada has many things that India needs to fuel her rapid expansion: energy, agricultural products, infrastructure, higher education, among just a few. And developing that trade will create jobs and growth in Canada. En 2009, le Premier ministre Singh et moi-même avons annoncé notre objectif commun, l'augmentation du commerce bilatéral à 15 milliards de dollars d'ici 2015. Et aujourd'hui, nous annonçons plusieurs étapes afin de réaliser cet objectif. Des dispositions administratives pour notre accord de coopération nucléaire, des accords commerciaux et d'investissement d'une valeur de plus de 2,5 milliards de dollars. Un engagement de faire de la conclusion d'un accord sur la promotion et la protection de l'investissement étranger et la réalisation d'un accord sur la sécurité sociale. In 2009, Prime Minister Singh and I announced our mutual goal of expanding bilateral trade to $15 billion by 2015. In this vein, I'm pleased to announce that Prime Minister Singh and I are welcoming the conclusion of negotiations on the administrative arrangements under the Canada-India Nuclear Cooperation Agreement. We look forward to its coming into effect as early as possible and to the inaugural meeting of the Joint Committee established under the arrangement. Canada is an energy superpower, and India has enormous energy needs. This arrangement will better position Canadian firms looking to export materials, equipment, and technology for India's growing domestic nuclear power industry. We've also welcomed a series of recent trade and investment agreements totaling more than $2.5 billion. These agreements will open more doors for our exporters, encourage economic growth, and create jobs in both of our countries. In 2009, we began negotiations on a foreign investment promotion and protection agreement. Today, Prime Minister Singh and I welcome substantial progress on this agreement and committed to finalizing it on a priority basis to make it easier and more predictable for Canadian companies to do business in India. Prime Minister Singh and I also witnessed the signing of the Canada-India Social Security Agreement. In coordinating our pension arrangements, this will ensure that those who have lived or worked in both of our countries receive the benefits they have earned. Je suis aussi content de pouvoir vous dire que nous avons réalisé de grands progrès en négociant un accord de partenariat économique global. I'm also pleased to announce that good progress has been made in negotiating a comprehensive economic partnership agreement. A completed trade agreement is essential for two-way trade to blossom, to truly blossom. So I urge our negotiators to continue this critical work and reach agreement in 2013. Finally, I'm pleased to congratulate the IC Impacts organization that has been chosen as our Canada-India Research Center of Excellence following a rigorous competition. IC Impacts will bring together a team of Canadian and Indian partners to focus on three key areas: public health, safe drinking water, and reliable infrastructure. Toutes ces initiatives donneront au Canada et à l'Inde des occasions de mieux tirer profit du potentiel commercial qui existe entre nos deux pays. Taken together, all of these initiatives will provide Canada and India with opportunities to better leverage the trade potential that exists between us. And of course, there are many other areas on which we are continuing to work together, not just things like the CEO Forum that Prime Minister Singh mentioned, but also defense security cooperation and many other areas and many other aspects of cooperation, both bilateral and in international fora. We are only scratching the surface of the potential of this relationship. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in an uncertain time, which makes having certain friends all the more important. It's my hope that this visit will strengthen our friendship, a friendship that I personally and Canadians generally greatly value. So thank you again, Prime Minister, for having us. Merci beaucoup.
With this, we come to the conclusion of media event today. A joint statement is also concluded between the two sites. The same is available for distribution and on our website. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.